Good morning.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
I can hear, I can't see you.
And why would that be? Oh, I have to click the start video button. How's that? Is that better?
Yeah. God
Um,
damn. I fucking need like an eye lift. You ever thought about doing some work?
God knows I need it.
God. Okay. Hey, that looks good. Hey.
Yeah. That's AI for you.
Aha, there
There
we
you
go.
go.
Hey, there we are.
Hi, Kelly. I'm Mark. I'm the
Hi,
one that's
Mark.
talking to you on Instagram. This other guy to the side of the screen is Jesse, and he is my producer here, and he is excellent at this. And
Awesome. Hey,
so,
Jesse.
welcome to TikiKiti, and glad to meet you. And so, yeah, this is just our normal kind of interview situation here.
Cool.
I'm going to start off with asking kind of a personal question.
Let's get right into
Um,
it.
no, no problem. I like that wide brim hat you have on the cover. I take it that's a cover of your album, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When we moved to Las Vegas 3 years ago, like you guys, I don't have a whole lot up here going on.
Yes,
So
both of us.
my
Yes.
wife got me a big sun protected hat. So that's it's not really a cowboy hat. I guess I would call it kind of more of a kind of a landscaping hat, but it protects my head from the sun.
Yeah, I thought it was really good branding because it doesn't say cowboy, but it does say different, and that's what I like the whole, with a desert in the background, and it really works for you, and I think if we can use that to interpret your music, I think it works really well.
The ground as she passes.
I find your AI videos really impressive, very different, and it fits your style a lot.
It's
And
very new. I mean, I'm very new to it. And on those links, I can tell you there was a CW show called Supernatural Anime Series, which is maybe the first inkling that I got that maybe um, if I could learn that technology a little more, it might go well with my music.
Let dawn come back. The ground as she passes.
Let's start at the beginning, Kelly. That's where I like to start. All right.
Okay.
Uh where were you born? No, just kidding.
Iowa.
Oh, cool. Hey, look at that. No, like let's start like how did the music making process start for you? And then let's get into video development. Okay, is that cool?
Sure. I can say that musically, so I'm from Iowa City, Iowa, Big Ten college town. I spent my first really 30 years there. Um, and that's where I started getting interested in music in college, like probably a lot of folks. It's a liberal arts college that had a pretty, at least, dating myself, even in the late 80s, early 90s, I was taking video art classes because I liked playing around with video. Um, and, I always tried, even in a lo-fi way, to have visual to go along with songs that I was recording.
Interesting. So wait, talk to me about that. So do you have influences as you're getting through college? Or you're like, oh my God, that's awesome. Let me try to do that. Or like, what? Yeah, what is that? How does that look?
Sure, sure. I mean, in my era, I guess it would have been, the college radio, the bands that were influencing me musically. Though you might not hear it in my music, but certainly in the late '80s, I was listening to bands like early REM,
Yeah,
The Clash,
nice.
some stuff that was definitely, I was hearing for the first time on college radio, kind of just prior to when I guess Seattle, more the grunge music started dominating, which I listened to and enjoyed a lot as well.
Yeah.
Um, that was what was influencing me. And really, if you remember, for video, it was really whatever videos we saw those bands releasing on MTV.
Uh-huh.
Exactly.
So I'm an 80s kid, so I certainly remember the very beginning of, when that hit and when they really just played music videos on that channel. So in my
Exactly.
head, in college, the moment I could take some elective classes that would allow me to even just in a general way record myself or record my first bands, I tried to do it, and I tried to start learning how to do that on just half-inch tape editors.
Mhm.
Sweet.
So that was the beginning. They were very rough and probably only played on whatever our public access TV was at the time.
Well, you got them played.
But sure, at least locally. But that was where my music began, in my hometown. I was after college, as I got more serious, I certainly started touring around the Midwest. And my last name is very Dutch, so I was really lucky that early on I had a Dutch record label, small one, and a booking agent who I'm still close with to this day. They brought me over to Amsterdam and got me touring in Europe, pretty early on, around 2000.
Oh.
And that was kind of the beginning of realizing, well, I could, maybe make a living doing this. And from there, my story goes a little crazy just because I moved to Nashville to learn more about publishing. I think maybe as a songwriter, that would be a good place to not only learn it, but maybe I could get people to record my songs. I'm not country the way country is being presented today, but I certainly
Definitely.
have some roots and country influences in my music. One of the great things I think about just sort of getting to do this for so many years is you hear other music, you get influenced by other people. Like 55-year-old Kelly today listens to, I told you about the Clash and REM and the early stuff when I was younger. I listen to things like Calexico now, Iron and Wine.
Oh yeah.
Always Elliott Smith has always been one that the moment I heard him, I was like, oh, I love this beautiful, lush voice, kind of on these sad, melancholy lyrics. There are artists like that I've always been drawn to, but I don't know what I would even call the
Well,
genre.
there's a little blues in your music, and Three Slices is a little melancholy, like you said. There's a that whole bluesy feel to it, and the videos really represent that a lot. I think Doing Fine, the one with the guy walking down the road, is a beautiful example of that, I think.
I got one foot in the desert, one foot in the calm. And Lord knows where I'm at now, where I was born.
And I think the style of your animation really lends itself to that. Simple, black and white, not a lot of movement. And what helped you develop that style? I mean, it is unique.
Liked black and white. I definitely always liked black and white. And I even, those first 3/4-inch tape things I was telling you about in college, the moment I could flip it to black and white, I would do it. Not sure why I liked it. I think being young, I probably wanted it.
Sexy. I mean, black and white's good looking, no matter what.
Gosh.
It is. Photography too. I love black and white photography. It's the same thing. I think I've always been drawn to that look. And I can tell you on these videos, the ones that maybe brought me to your attention, it's a very new process for me, because as much as I love it, the program that I'm using, at least, it's much more of a prompting type of program. Kyber is what it's called, and
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed using it, but it totally lit my fire, the same one I had in college, and I have over 100 songs now, and you guys have only seen the first 3 attempts that I've made. I'm looking forward to, when I'm done promoting these new songs, which is what I'm spending most of my time doing right now. I plan to go all the way back through my whole catalog and try to come up with video companions.
How long have you been dabbling in AI? It looks like, I mean, from what I researched on your YouTube, at least, it's like 2 months, or has it been longer? Or how long
That's
have
it. 2 to 3 months. Yeah.
So you just dove in. So you like, yeah, talk to me about how that came to you. You saw it and you're like, oh, this is good. I think I can work with this. It like inspired you to start creating, or what?
Yeah, for sure. There was a British company. Every album, I would say, guys, every album or every release, I try to re-educate myself on sort of what's available to independent artists. This year, when I started researching options, like everyone, we've seen that AI has been in the news for the last, year especially. I was really happy to find this company. They were, I believe, founded by, at least one of them is a musician, California-based company, and it was just intuitive. Their program was very easy and intuitive for me because, and maybe it's only because I'm so close to the songs, like I wrote them so I can experiment with using prompts that actually use the lyrics. And I believe they have a audio reactivity. They have some options that really make it great for, I think, music video. It's cool. I always like when I'm recording music, I'm chasing the sound I hear in my head when I'm recording. Like that's the first goal for me when I write a song. I like to record it the way I'm hearing it with my music friends. Now with video, it's similar, right? In some ways, like I know that when I was inspired to write a song, I had some type of image in my head. I don't really write without having something. So with Kyber, it's been fun because I can experiment with little ideas, little snippet ideas of putting text in to see if I can get that music idea and the video even close, to what I'm seeing. And so far, I feel like I'm just at the baby steps of, getting good at it.
So you're combining the entire process, like in the process, is that what you're saying? Like, so you're writing a little bit and then you're trying to get the visual to match your writing, and then that informs more writing. Is that correct or not? Or do you come with like
a little?
Yeah.
A little bit. Yeah. What I'm able to do, at least with this program, is I don't do the whole song all at once. I will take little snippets of songs, maybe the chorus or maybe a hook, and I'll start with maybe 30 seconds of the song. And then I will experiment with many, many different text prompts where I'm asking the AI and the the Kyber program to create a visual for me. And then I can see in real time, and the movement really does go with the music. Like whatever they have plugged in, that audio reactivity, the motion, if you like watch the video, it does sort of pulse along with the song, which I like. Like I like that it somehow gets at least the tempo of the song. Then from there, for me, the biggest struggle has been trying to learn the language, of how to use these text prompts in a way to get it closer to what I want to see. And I understand that it's new technology for them too. They're pretty honest about the fact that they're trying to improve it all the time. So it is I'll be on, I'll go to YouTube and I'll like watch tutorials and I'll try to like just see what other artists are doing to get an idea of kind of the capacity for what I can maybe be shooting for. I don't know if that makes sense, or whether you guys.
No, it does make sense. We hear that a lot from artists, and I think the reason I like to hear that is because this is contrary to all the criticism you see about AI art, and people just put in a prompt and then push a button and bang, it's ready. But you're just saying just the opposite. I mean, it takes work, it takes vision, and that's not something a lot of people understand.
So, you're so true. It's really, it's just as difficult as it was when I was first learning how to edit, on 3/4 inch tape. It's different, but I think to get something you're happy with, you really have to keep tweaking it and keep working and keep learning, right? I mean, I think with all of this, you have to be willing to kind of be a lifetime learner, because, and for me, it's very interesting. I love video. I love what's coming out of it. I love that there's another element that I can offer than, more than just the recorded song, which I put a lot of time into initially. But I like it. I've always liked the combination of images with my music. But with these videos, it's just it's like another paintbrush, but it's one that I feel like I'm in kindergarten, I'm ongoing. I'm looking forward to making more.
I had a reply from somebody who saw your video on our Facebook page, and she said something about how it made her feel and how it was she was able to associate with it in a lot of different ways, and I think it was very personal to her. That to me says your music is hitting people where they should hit. They're paying attention to it for that reason.
Well, that's great to hear. I hope so. I understand that I'm usually on the videos, it's actually easier talking about the video process. The writing process is different. I'm usually a lot more hesitant to try to ever really explain where that comes from, or where even some of the lyrical content comes from, because I'm keenly aware at this point into the career that I don't want to ruin it. A movie can ruin a book sometimes. Like, some people have a really strong reaction to it and they want to know more about it, but I don't want to take away whatever it is that's moving them is very much theirs.
Yeah. Yeah, like David Lynch. I mean, David Lynch. Yeah, Lynch never described what his movies were about. Yeah. There's a lot of people who are like, nah,
right?
It's all yours. Like, once you release it, it's theirs, right? I mean, like, to a certain extent, it becomes the listeners.
So great you mentioned David Lynch. So back to the Kyber prompts. As I was experimenting, black and white, noir, David Lynch.
Nice.
There was really famous, I wrote it down and I always forget his name. There's one other guy, Wong Kar-wai, who's another, he's a Hong Kong based
nice
director, but he and David Lynch had a very similar era and style. So the program is smart enough, I think, to get some of that. I don't know how much, but right. I did put it in the prompt to see. To help.
Look at this. This is good.
She said she thinks God could cut them off. She said she thinks God could cut them off.
It's tricky because you're, like I said, every release of new music, I know I'm throwing it out into a world that's changing so quickly. In 1 year, I feel like all of a sudden this AI option came up for me that I really like. A year from now, guys, who knows what this program or some other program might lend itself to. I hear your criticism on how some people think AI is like a, push the button, it's just going to create this thing for you. But that has not been my experience as far as when I'm trying.
Even most people, though, everybody we talked to said the same thing.
Yeah.
And, it's just, we see it in the life of this company. We have seen and rated over 70,000 videos. And in the last 5 years, I say that to every time I say that, I go,
amazing.
Wow, we've seen a lot of changes, but this last year, we've seen the most changes. AI has changed more about how the music video is presented than any other type of production. We would have limits on the time limits on videos. We used to be a 2-minute minimum. We're now going beyond that to 1.5 minutes to 1:45 because people are making shorter videos. And I don't know what to expect.
For attention span, Mark? Are you saying for attention span?
I think so. And I think because it gets it out there quicker, people get, they understand that social media. is
For sure.
what market stuff, and so they can produce quicker and get it out there and get their name out there.
Yeah, Spotify's that way too. My publisher will tell me that, over the years, he's seeing music songwriters even submit music to him that's sometimes only 1 minute to 2 minutes long, which to me barely sounds like a song,
Exactly.
but it's for that same reason. On Spotify, even people have just less patience. So that's interesting to hear that's happening with video too.
It's
I will say I don't cater to really to that. What's good for me is when it came time for the final, once I found my prompts on Kyber, the ones that I felt like would help me render the video I liked in the form that I liked, I load the whole song in, and I knew that I was going to be releasing whatever my song length was.
But with all those videos we've been seeing, I believe that we're able to notice trends. And one trend I've noticed is the type of music people listen to. And I do believe that folk is enjoying a resurgence. I'm finding more and more folk type music. And that's why I think I noticed your music at first, because it is, even though it's on the edge of that, it still is different enough, far enough away from the typical kind of other modern rock or whatever types. And that's where I think things are going, is there's a lot of that. And
well, that's great to hear. I mean, that makes me happy. I mean, when I write, it's just me and my acoustic guitar. So I mean, at heart, that's where I'm starting from, is really just a voice and a lyric and my acoustic guitar. So that's great to hear.
Not quite out of time. Guess I'm doing fine.
And your new stuff that you're working on, anything more you want to say about that?
Before the end of the year, I want to kind of at least have 2 to 3 more videos created for songs. One of them has been on TV. They're popular and get streamed a lot, but they're more just 3 songs that I really like from my catalog, that I already have a rough idea of what a visual might look like.
Kelly, I think we've taken enough of your time. Thank you so much for being so amazing. I just want to say, I commend you for being open to changing and not going like, fuck AI, like I'm not doing that. Like it seems like you're real cool. Like you're like, this is technology, I can use it, and you're open to going. That's really cool. I mean, that takes a really special dude.
Well, thanks. I try to be. I mean, I get that I'm a relatively obscure songwriter working on my own still. I have the luxury of having the time to do it, and I still like it. Like for me, it's really an extension of the first little college experiments. Now I've got all these tools and I actually have time to try to learn it a little bit. But like I said, I'm going to keep doing it because tour. So for me, this is a different type of creative outlet. And now that the songs are recorded, I feel like I have plenty more of these that I can make.
Thank you very much.
So much, Kelly.
Bye, guys. Good to see you.
Yep.
How do I say goodbye?
Is there a leave meeting bit? Is there a leave meeting button there?
There it is.
Okay.
Classic.